Thank you for choosing One Stop Playgrounds for your project. This video will give you a brief overview of how a typical supervised installation should go. First, we'll cover what you need to prepare. This is our supervised installation agreement. It explains what tools and services you will need to arrange. It also covers what our responsibilities are. The form will be partially filled out by our staff. We'll need you to sign it and return it so that we know that you understand and you're ready for the installation. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. We're here to make sure that the build goes smoothly. A common question we get is about the welder. It's best to arrange a welding truck with an arc welder. The welder is usually required for the entire day, but we'll go over the welding process later in this video. Another area that the agreement covers is how to prepare the ground for the playground. The depth and type of surfacing is listed on the agreement. You will already have an overhead drawing of your playground which shows you the dimensions, length by width. A skid steer is typically used to excavate the site. It's also used to drill holes, which we will get into later in this video. The excavation contractor will need a skid steer and a laser level to prepare the site. It's usually best to dig the area just a few days ahead of the build date. If it's dug too early, it can fill with water if it rains. We'll need the area to be flat and level within 2 inches end to end. If the location for your playground is not level, additional landscaping may be required to make the area level. We are happy to discuss these requirements, but please use a laser level and check the entire site to make sure it is level. Please remember that the surfacing, whether it's sand, pea stones, wood chips, or other, can't be put into the site until the playground has been installed. We usually ask that the volunteers arrive ready to work with appropriate workwear at 8 a.m. Our supervisor will arrive earlier. The first order of business will be to offload the pallets. Our supervisor will bring the pallets on a flat deck trailer, so the skid steer should be there about a half hour ahead of the volunteers with the pallet forks to take the pallets off the trailer. Volunteers can start unpacking the pallets. Everything on the pallets need to be unpacked and unwrapped. There can be a lot of packaging material, so please have a dumpster or dump trailer available to haul away the garbage and pallets. While the volunteers are unpacking, our supervisor will ask for some help to mark out the playground. We usually use a steel track or channel system that the playground sits on. It's a 1/4 inch thick and 5 inches wide. We will ask for a few volunteers to assist in laying out this channel iron. Once it has been laid out, the welder can start tacking it together, checking to make sure that it is level. Most playgrounds will also require some holes to be drilled. A skid steer with postal auger is used for this. The process is usually started once the track is tacked together. Most holes are 3 feet deep and 12 inches in diameter. On occasion, we will need a 24-inch diameter auger as well. Now that the track is ready, we can start building. Our supervisor will ask some volunteers to gather pieces, hold posts, thread bolts, run power tools to tighten bolts, and other tasks. The amount of volunteers needed and time it takes to build a playground will vary from playground to playground. Most can be built in a day if all goes well. After the playground has been built, the welder can start welding everything down to the track. The amount of welding depends on how big the playground is, but there is usually a few hours of steady welding. The area of the playground that requires holes to be drilled will also require concrete. We'll let you know what time to book the concrete and how much is required. Our supervisor will give the playground an inspection to make sure everything is built correctly and the playground build is finished. Our supervisor will leave you with a maintenance kit and give you additional instructions for anything that can't be installed until the surfacing has been placed, such as swings and swing seats. It's best to allow the concrete to set 24 hours before the surfacing is installed to avoid damage to the playground. Please arrange to have the playground fenced or hire security to keep people off it until it is ready for use. Once the surfacing has been installed, it's ready for play. Please contact us with any questions.